Nigeria came up with a project called the Smart City Nigeria Initiative. Go to the slide. So back to the group. Next slide. We are yours truly here. Myself, Fazilin from Tajikistan, Mujibullah from Afghanistan, and Gigit from Mongolia. In agreement, we have to start this. So, what is this Smart City project all about? So, next slide. The Smart City Nigeria Initiative, as we said, from the report you heard, is Nigeria's own way of going smart through e-governance and the way of doing business in Nigeria generally, through ICT, cutting costs and a few other exceptions. And the essence of it ultimately is to ensure better connectivity, better security, cyber security, predictive intelligence, talking about security, police, immigration, customs, prisons, in case of prisons breaks, and the armed forces, and a better environment and control. That's a component of Green and Clean Energy Initiative. Next slide. That is for the project. Now, by the next question, it says, who will benefit from it? Benefits of Smart City Nigeria are enormous. It has to do with good governance, to reshape public service and operational efficiency in service and citizens' welfare. Agriculture and transport systems in the rural communities, local councils and federating states. Public power supply, sanitation, waste disposal and other environmental matters. Excuse me. It will defraud development planning, build sustainable institutions, improvement of the markets in terms of reducing cost of business. As we speak, in most communities in Nigeria, the pilot started with the Federal Minister of Agriculture in Nigeria. A farmer does need less to go to the marketplace. If her products are ready, he or she calls the customer comes all the way to publication and business is done. Reduction in transaction costs, increase in productivity through better management in both public and the private sector. This project is not all about government. It's a two-way process, a PPP model, a public-private partnership model in Nigeria. Both the private and public sectors are involved. As I speak, there's a harmonization policy going on now between the Nigerian Communications Commission, National Corporation Commission, the Independent National Electoral Commission to harmonize, and also the National Identity Management Commission of Nigeria to harmonize issues of identity because of this, because it will now become a one-stop shop at any point, given point in time. So next question says, how is it being funded? Next slide. Smart City Nigeria Initiative funding mechanism. It has a short-term goal government funding through the Nigerian Communications Commission, the National Information Technology Development Agency, that is on now. And they are to carry it for about a period of 5 years. The project is the second year now. At the end of 5 years, there will be a monitoring meeting to review the project. And now, when they are through with that meeting, it now uploads into the long-term goal, which we are sourced to service providers, corporate organizations, small and medium enterprises to operate. Government will only be at the flank of ensuring compliance with the terms of operations, but it will now be given to people to run and to see how it works with them. Now, what the next question is, can the project be replicated? Next slide. Yes, the replication of Smart City Nigeria Initiative is awesome. The pilot, as you saw in the report, was in Kigali. And if you go to Kigali today, Kigali is the smartest country in Africa. If you go to Kigali, if you hop into a taxi, the first thing the taxi driver tells you is, this is Wi-Fi code. Hotel, mass transit, anywhere in Kigali. I've not been beyond Kigali in Rwanda, but it is so awesome that you ask yourself, why should I go back to my country? My first time in Rwanda, I felt like staying back beyond the period I was supposed to stay because it is so well planned in Kigali. Now, many African countries have keyed into it seamlessly. As I speak, I remember vividly, Nigeria is already on it. I think a few countries, I can't recall for now, but not less than 17 African countries at the time were on it. In Nigeria, as we speak, we have 6 geopolitical zones. They picked 6 states across the 6 geopolitical zones as pilots. As we speak, it has expanded beyond 6 states to about 13 states in Nigeria. So the replication is very easy and seamless. Next slide. Impact of Smart City Nigeria initiative. 1, it will enhance e-governance in the public and private sector, ease of doing business at all levels. And when we talk about all levels, in Nigeria, we have a tripartite system: the federal, the states, and the local government. Same for the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It runs on a tripartite platform: the exclusive list, the residual list, and the concurrent list. The exclusive list is strictly federal, the residual list is state, and the concurrent list is both state and federal. Now, improved sewage and waste management. The waste management and environmental control issues are also built into this project, so it will enhance it. Clean and green energy and environment, zero tolerance to corruption. It is tamper-proof, and there are no issues of exchanging of money. Everything is done E. And one point that is missing here is it will generate employment ultimately. Next slide. Is Smart City Initiative Nigeria participatory? The answer is a big yes. User-friendly, two-way governance. Two-way governance is both the private and public sectors are involved. Verifiable, people-centered, tamper-proof, public-private partnership. Next slide. So those are the few we have, and like we said, thank you so much for your time.
In that case, I have a question. I'm not sure how the smart city works. Can you explain to us exactly what you mean by smart city in Nigeria?
Okay. The Smart City Initiative, like I explained, is a creation of a technical plan. A technical plan, by definition, is a development plan seeking to establish in a concentrated area innovative, high technology industry and related production, often resulting from cooperation between public and the private sector. For instance, let me use the...
Can you give a, like you have claimed that it will do a lot of things.
Yes.
Can you go back to one of those early slides, and then I'd like to ask the question again. Any one of those.
Yeah, this one, okay.
Okay, how, for example, would it improve markets, or how would it, leapfrog development planning? Give me some specific examples.
The improvement in markets.
Give me an example of maybe your capital city. Suppose that would be a smart city. So what has been done in any area that would give an example of one of these things?
Okay, simple. Let me start with the farming concept. For farming, it has enhanced farmers because at the point in Nigeria, it was as though for you to be a farmer, you must be a poor person. So they have made farmers, young boys, who ordinarily would not want to use a phone, to not see the value of phones. There's a location in the Federal Capital Territory, which are called Gwagwalada. Gwagwalada is reputable for vegetable planting, vegetable leaf, carrot, tomato, onions, and before now, they go into huge trucks to transport into the main city of Abuja. But now, that is over now. You only put calls, and the hotels who are on their value chain drive down, and they have negotiated the prices online without necessarily having a physical contact. That is one. In the area of power generation, today nobody goes to queue to buy airtime to load his meter for electricity purposes. If you have the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, which is responsible for distribution of power in the Federal Capital Territory. With the app on your phone, you can load your meter online without driving to the office to load and It is tamper-proof.
These are all enabled by the government, all these initiatives, or they're private-public partnerships?
For now, like I said, it has a long-term and short-term portfolio. It's on the short-term portfolio, and it is in the second year right now. Now it is being managed by the Nigerian Communications Commission and the Nigerian National Information Communication Technology Agency. At the end of the monitoring period of 5 years, there will be a review meeting to see how the project has gone. Then it will now move to, they will now outsource it to corporate Nigeria, talking about corporate organizations, and SMEs. Look at that. SMEs funding mechanism. Yes, it is at this stage now. At the end of 5 years, there will be a review meeting in between. When the review meeting is done, for regulation and monitoring, government will still be there through the Nigerian Communications Commission and this agency. But the bundle in terms of managing will be outsourced to these two people. That's why we talked about the fact that you create employment already. Okay.
Can you give us some figures? How much will this project cost? In the short term, the long term?
Well, if you are aware that the current administration did what we call recovery of goods dictated by past administrators in the country, one of the first tranches that was refunded from the Swiss government was where the federal government got the takeoff grant for this project. It was not a loan, it was in the neighborhood of about $5 million. And in the second year, they just need to add some money. Right now, it is self-funding. Like we said, it is a project that will fund itself in the long run, because you don't need government there anymore at the end of the day. But to ensure compliance and applicability, there's a lot of awareness creation across these adult states. In Nigeria today, we have 36 states of the Federation broken into 6 geographical zones: Southwest, South-South, Southeast, Northeast, Northwest, North Central. And for you to spread development, enlightenment program must go through these platforms for it to flow. So the first tranche, I know it was about $5 billion. But the second tranche, I don't know for now if that has happened as we are here. But it's still in its first 2 years. At the end of 5 years, it will be outsourced to the private sector. That's why I said it has a PPP model, public-private partnership.
Any other questions? Anybody? Okay, then I'll give my comment and my feedback. Again, you were a good presenter, you're articulate, you have knowledge. Again, 1 or 2 slides on actual examples of what each of these, I mean, when you were asked, you were able to do that. But remember, a case study is about exploring into detail. So you could have given an example of each of the things that you have claimed a smart city would do that would have strengthened your project, but you could answer it so the knowledge is there. At least 1 slide on finances. What you have said in answer to his question, you could have said that it started with the funding of this month, because that's a specific question. When you've given the funding mechanism, it would have been good to give some indicator of the initial funding amount also. Yeah. With that being said, I think it's a reasonably good presentation. You have, it shows that you do know about your subject. But again, a case study is also about giving the more micro view. You start from a very broad introduction, which is good, because that answers in fact the replicability thing, that these are common problems we face. So in a sense it was okay to give that as an introduction, but a little more specific examples would have strengthened your presentation. Anyway, good.
Thank you very much.
Okay, group 3.
Are you set?
Yeah.
Okay. The time starts.
Okay. Thank you for this opportunity. And we have discussed about what project we have present in our group. We represent 4 countries, and finally we pick up the project which is running in Nepal. And project name is Telemedicine and E-Health in Nepal. And in our group, number 3, we have Madhuri Mendis from Sri Lanka, Saif Marvet from Tunisia, Irik Maniram Bona from Burundi, and myself, Nepal. Why this project is started in Nepal? There is some background. First of all, I want to show some background information. The effective health system needs sufficient skilled health workers and proper flow of health information, but both are inadequate in the countries of Nepal. Nepal is an underdeveloping country, so this kind of problem is facing all the time. Health services are not equitable for the peoples of all regions. High disparity in rural and urban area are majority. And 80% of its total population is still living in the rural areas. According to the Bureau of National Statistics, pregnant women, mothers who receive at least one antenatal care during their pregnancy from the skilled health workers is only 55% in the rural areas and 88% in the urban areas. Such kind of disparity is there. So, next slide. In Nepal, both the public and private sector are involved in the delivery of the health care, but health facilities and health workers are urban-centric due to the better incentives and other facilities. The World Bank report has shown that 1/3 of the people in the rural are living more than 4 hours away from all weather roads. So there is so difficult to go to the better hospital because they are away from the urban or good hospital facilities. Government, so this is some statistics which may compel to solve the problem to government. So government has a challenge to reach the rural peoples and provide them efficient and affordable health care services. To address this serious issue, Government of Nepal started the Rural Telemedicine program, especially to support the health delivery system. The program was initially implemented in 25 district hospitals of hilly and mountainous districts from 22nd January 2011. Similarly, every year government further extended the program in more districts hospitals. Up to now, implemented in total 45 districts out of 77 districts of the country. Some of the districts named where the program is implemented are running on are the Acham, Bajang, Bajra, Darchula, Jajarkot, Humla, Jumla, Kalikot, and more. The main purpose of this program is to increase the accessibility of health service for the people living in the remote areas who are deprived of basic health care services, and to improve the accessibility, availability, and affordability of the health services. And this program gives service through three methods. First one is store and forward method. Second one is video conferencing, and last one is telephone-based consultation that also called Hello Health in Nepal. Telephone-based consultation and store and forward method are used in most of the program implemented districts, whereas video conferencing is only used in few districts because video conferencing is somehow difficult. Sometimes there is no easy access of the internet and other problems. I want to tell more about the store and forward method. What is it? Medical support is provided through emails in this method. The medical officers or the health care providers working at the district hospital send the details of the patient through the email in a special format designed for rural telemedicine program. And the sent mail is received at the central coordination desk at Partner Hospital, one of the central hospital, by the medical officers. The emails are screened on the basis of the health problems, and the specialist replies the concerned mail with the necessary suggestion and feedbacks. That is the way in this method. And second one is video conferencing. This service has proven to be the most effective for providing medical consultation to the patients, and also for providing necessary medical assistance to the medical doctors and health workers. It is not only helpful to the people, but it is also helpful to the doctors or nurses or other health workers who work in remote areas. Because if there is some problem, they are also concerned to the expert doctors. It is conducted only in a few districts on a weekly basis. However, during emergencies and for special cases, it is also conducted as needed. Because of I already said that there is some problem of the internet or the other infrastructure, so it is done on the needed. This photo is not from Nepal, but it is relevant, and so we have keep here. And the last one is telephone-based consultation, Hello Health. This service was started almost after 2 years of the initiation of dual medical medicine program. Presently, it provides 24-hour service to the people. Hello Health provides service on various health issues, but most notably, cares are related to the sexual transmitted diseases, medication pattern, and the general consultation. The service receives about 500 calls each day. Those sexual related problems are people where they actually go to the doctor and they can't tell, or they feel shy, and through telephone they feel easy to ask the doctor. So it is very popular. Next. How this program is managed, I want to tell. To manage the rural telemedicine programs activities at the district hospitals, government has provision to train at least 3 health personnel to function and support the ongoing telemedicine program activities. In one district, there is at least 3 personnel of health related. One can run the program in a district level. There is such provisions. To effectively conduct the program with the district hospitals, district telemedicine implementation subcommittee is formed by including 9 members where the medical superintendent of the district hospital work as the coordinator of the team. And government of Nepal has been funding this program. Now I feel that I couldn't include the funding, how much funding, that is I'm not included, that is the one of the that I've here now. Next please. Benefits from the program. This program has been supporting to reach the unreached population of the country, especially rural, hill and mountainous regions. It delivers the healthcare services to the people and marginalized people by the specialists. It helps to improve the overall health quality of the district as well as the country. Overall, it increases the health level or well-being of the people and overall country performance. Impact of the there is some survey and studies have shown that telemedicine and e-health services improve the quality of access to the healthcare. It decentralizes the mode of the health service delivery, effectively delivery of the health services, improve the communication among the health personnel, and improve the quality of service. There is a question in our assignment that it is replicable or not, and in the context of developing and underdeveloped countries, the low-cost telemedicine services are clinically useful, feasible, sustainable, and replicable in the rural areas and underserved communities. It is also participatory. People from remote and rural area are participating in this program and have taken benefits. In this program, people are taking participation, especially in benefit sharing. Some challenges to run this program are Challenge to conduct video conferencing in rural area district hospitals due to the slow internet service and interruption in the electricity, which causes blurry images and unclear sound during the conference. Lack of upgrading necessary infrastructure, such as increase the bandwidth of the internet, power backup systems and equipment. Improving the motivational factors for the health workers to increase their engagement in the program. Regular fund to sustain the program because it is only funded by the government. Clear policy of government on telemedicine and the e-health programs, as well as lack of trained and motivational human resources. That is our presentation.
Questions? Comments? Questions?
I have a comment, not a question. I think it's a brilliant topic. I mean, going through the slide from the beginning to the end, and the very fact you even told us the challenges in the end, for me, shows that you did a lot of work on this. It's a brilliant presentation.
Any other questions, comments?
Well, it's a good outing there. We have a similar project in Nigeria by diaspora medical doctors from Nigeria, and it has not gone as successful as this. I think maybe we'll get the links and forward to them to see what they can do to improve it to the standards Nepal and got it. Well done.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, then my question. The slide on the amount of funding is missing. I mean, so you already mentioned that. That's one question. I feel that this project has been running already for some time, right?
Yeah.
So there was
2011, from 2011. 2011.
So that's enough time for you to have built up some data on impacts. The impacts you mentioned are very generic. They could be the impact of telemedicine anywhere in the world. But I would have liked to see some specific impacts. For that you can also get people on YouTube who benefited from the program, their interviews or anything. You could have shown some of that as a specific impact. Or you could have shown an interview of one of the doctors who are engaged in this. So, that would have brought alive the impacts, because I do believe it's a good project. It's been running at least 5 years, so that's enough to give you some amount of data and specific impact. With that being said, just a comment on your presentation and feedback for you all. You're reasonably clear, you're reasonably articulate. Why don't you face the audience? You face always the slides.
Yeah. I'm not worried about presentation.
That is feedback to you in future. Make eye contact with your audience, otherwise you've lost your audience. Because you've done the hard work, your slides are there, your data is good, but you're not connected.
Yes.
So that is specifically for you. Otherwise, no other comments.
Okay.
Good. Let's take a 10-minute break and then we'll be back for the other 3 groups. Okay, exactly 10 minutes. Please don't be late. 10-minute break.